All right, welcome back. It is what day is it? Oh yeah, it's Wednesday and we're actually on time today because I did not have fitness class, thank the Lord. Um whew. So let's look over here. What do we have? I try not to go back too far in time because my thing is the more information. Some people think more information, the better, but for me, it's like the more information, the more confused I get. So I try to limit things. So we'll just look at just this past day, if that. So where were we yesterday? So yesterday, did we buy? So yesterday we were buying. Look at that, bought up beautifully. This is when I ended the stream, and I was thinking about, I was like, oh, it'll be a great place to buy here. That was an excellent place to buy and hold all night. Because yeah, this is where, was it here? No, it was here because it was after the stream ended. And so yeah, this was where I was like, oh, buy, right? So, and then I stayed a little bit longer to watch it. So yeah, this is where you would have bought. I went up like 370 ticks. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Obviously, wasn't in that, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so since then we bought up and we bought up, and then we've kind of hit a plateau and then we dropped sharply. This was the open. We opened up here and just dropped. I mean, I wasn't here, so I can't see like what happened in this candle. I hate going to the 1 minute, but let's just do it for comparison. Let's see. Okay, I wanted to see what actually happened within the minute versus. Okay, so yeah, so we started here, we sold, we came all the way back up, and we came up again, and then we sold down, and we've just kind of been flat, not a lot of movement since then. We've been in a range. Kind of like how we were yesterday. Exactly. So we were in a range. We are in one currently where we have a clear top and bottom. And then if you want to come over here, this is where price dropped. So this is our range right here. We did dip below, so maybe like a false, like a breakout, kind of like how we had yesterday. I think there was a breakout of or a fake out yesterday right here where we kind of pumped up and then it didn't continue. That was yesterday, right? Yeah, because we were in this range for a while and then we broke out of it and came right back into it. And then this was the last trade that I remember. I was about to leave and I was like, oh, there's one more opportunity, and that's what that opportunity was. Anyways, enough said. I don't like looking back too much because it can really cloud your present, when you focus on, oh, what could have been. And sometimes it fares negatively for how you perceive your trading in the present. So let me go this up. Yeah, I thought I had that on, but I did not. 1 second. Okay, I don't know what was going on there. All right, so what are we looking for? Um, Nothing right now. We're currently green, but we don't have the momentum yet. And yeah, as far as that, yeah, I don't, there's really nothing to see there because we need to be above this in order to take a buy. Um, and then we'd also, for it to sell, we'd need this to be red, and it's not. So I don't see a sell in the future, a buy potentially but then we'd have to buy up and then sell back down and then continue to buy up in order for that to happen. So we're just gonna be watching it. How was my day? Well, okay. Um, I wasn't, I don't know. So I had a pretty hard workout yesterday, and yeah, I don't know, like my back was sore. I think my posture also had something to do with it, but I just had like a lot of back pain, then like pelvic, not pelvic, but like I don't know, just my stomach's just been hurting, like tight cramps and stuff. Anyways, I don't know. I've just been not feeling it. And okay, here is a mini testimony. So I was hungry. I have like some turkey meat that's like ground turkey, and it's delicious, honestly. And so I have that for food, right? But I was hungry. I was very, very hungry. And I was like, I want some food. But guess what? I don't want to go make a burger. And so I went on to DoorDash thinking, maybe they have like a buy one, get one deal. Well, I found a buy one, get one meal deal, and it was for, I don't know, it was some, I don't remember. It was like rice and like chicken, like shawarma. And I really love that type of food. So I really wanted it. And then there was a moment where I like was hesitating before I hit the buy button, the place order. And I just literally sat down. I had a little prayer. And I asked God, I was like, God, I really wanted to order this food, but you've already blessed me with food. Like, I went out and spent like $20 or something the last time I went to the store. And in the last couple of times, it was like $20 each time. But I got enough food to last me the week. And it was great. And so I'm over here like, oh Lord, I want to go get some more food, but the food would have cost like $20. And sure, it was enough for maybe like two meals, but for $20, I can get enough for, like four days or 5, 6 days worth of food. So it's like, why would I spend, $20 on like half that? I mean, it's like basically like more than half. So, well, more than twice the cost is what I'm saying. So, I knew it was a stupid thing to do. And also, I'm on this little health journey. And it's not a lose weight journey. It's literally actually a health journey. And so I knew it was gonna mess up my clean eating diet if I ordered in. Not that any of the food was like fried or anything. It wasn't like I was ordering bad food. It was irresponsible to do. Also, I have a looming $1,300 I need to drop for my car windshield, which broke on my last trip back to Idaho. Yes, Potato the Possum is from Idaho, and I I needed my windshield got cracked on the way up there, and so slowly the crack has been getting bigger and bigger. It's basically across the entire window at this point. And what makes it so bad, this is what makes it so bad. What makes it so bad is this. Today, I was driving and the crack stopped at a very specific spot. The crack just stopped. So I was like, cool, the crack stopped. It's not gonna bother me anymore. But then today I was driving, it was cold outside, and when I say cold, it was like 50 something. Okay, that's cold here in Houston. So it was cold. I had the heat blasting, and over the course of me driving like 5 miles, I noticed that the crack gained about 4 inches across the screen. So not good at all, like not good at all. So yeah, my windshield is getting worse and worse, so it needs to be replaced. But here's the thing, I'm over here trying to buy, some some food. I'm trying to buy, spend $20 on food. I'm like, could I afford that? Yes, but is it the responsible thing to do when I already have food in my refrigerator? No, it's not. And so I literally, I'm not even joking. My screen said place order. All I had to do was hit the button, which normally I would do. I would just hit the button and be like, well, it's too late to go back now. So that's literally where my head was at. And I stopped. I literally got on my knees, and I was just like, God. And the answer was very obvious. So after that, closed the app and I went and I made a turkey burger. It was delicious. I prefer the turkey burger without I prefer it without the bun. Like I just like a bed of lettuce, actually spring mix, slap on some guac, throw on the burger with the cheese, pepper jack cheese. It was amazing. But I put it between like bread this time. Wasn't as good, but it was still good. But anyways, my whole point to that rambling is to say I'm trying to be more responsible with finances because there's some expenses coming up. One second. All right, little pup wanted to go out of the room. Where are my overhead lights? One second. Actually, it's not my overhead lights, it's my backlight. Okay, that's better. The lighting situation was sparse. Okay, so let's just do a recap of the day. Let's jump right into the word because there's really no trade setups that happen right now or anytime within the next couple minutes. So yeah, today was good. It was stressful in the morning because I was saying, I was driving this morning, so I went out because I wanted to take Zazio to the park before I had to, start work and everything. And so I did that, but I went at the worst time possible. There was so much traffic that I ended up having to go a different route to the dog park because I was like, I'm not getting stuck in this traffic. And so, but in going on that different route, it took a little bit longer, used up more miles, and the whole problem with that was this. My car, when I left the house, had 27 miles left of battery. When I got to the dog park, I had 15 miles left. So I used 12 miles between my house and the dog park. But guess what? The dog park is only, even going around the loop, it was probably maybe 4 miles away. Probably 4. So it used 12 miles to go 4 miles. So I'm like, crap, I'm not gonna make it home. I'm not. So the nearest what was I saying? Yeah, the nearest charging station was technically no, it was like 5 miles away. It was 5 miles away. Well, like 5.5. So I'm like, crap, I'm gonna be pushing it, right? So I'm driving. I get there. When I got pulled into the charging station, my car had 8 miles left on it. 8. I don't think I've ever seen it that low. I've panicked when it's been at like 18 or 20, but driving around and seeing the numbers drop down, 10, 9, 8, I was scared. I think the cars do have like a reserve where you can technically keep driving, but yeah, that was not good at all. um Charged, so yeah, I wasn't at the dog park for very long because I was so stressed about, like, because it was in the morning, so there's morning traffic. um Luckily, most of all the traffic was coming back. It was not going to, but coming back. So yeah, I mean, it was a frustrating time, not gonna lie. um so yeah, but I mean, think about that. You're driving, and that's the other thing. It's like, if I'm driving back to Idaho, there's certain distances between charges, and when it gets cold, it drains faster. It just does. And so I'm a little apprehensive to have to make that trip, there and back. But yeah, I guess we're gonna have to do it. But I'd rather not have to do it with a cracked windshield, worrying about the windshield. I don't think the windshield's gonna explode. I kind of I chat GPT'd it, and it said that was unlikely, but unlikely is still a maybe. So I don't know, but it's not looking good. So I'm gonna have to drop that 1,300. But there is a pay in four installment plan, so I may only be dropping $300 every 2 weeks, which I can't really afford, but it's okay. Anyways, um, yes, which brings me to, if I didn't have a roommate, I would be so screwed right now. It would be bad. So if I had to put one thing I'm thankful for, because it is November, it is November. You know what I should do is like a thankful, like a thankful, not a tree. I'm not making a thankful tree. That is what we did when I was growing up. We had a tree. The only reason why we stopped the thankful tree was because when we got older, we started putting stupid things on the thankful tree. So instead of saying stuff like, "Oh, I'm thankful for, my family and stuff," we were just putting like dumb stuff. Like we'd say, "I'm thankful for," and then we'd just say something stupid like, "So and so has a crush on this person," or just like just ridiculous things. And so then my mom got mad, rightfully so, because we tainted a family tradition. Who started that? I don't think it was me this time. But yeah, so we don't do thankful trees anymore. But I don't know. I might just start a thing where I say what I'm thankful for, at least maybe 2 or 3 things. So the first thing, yes, I am thankful that I have a roommate that, you know, helps ease a lot of the financial burden. I'm also thankful, I think I've said this before, but I am thankful that I still am able to work, because a lot of government workers are not working and they're not getting paid. And that's got to be really hard, especially when you have a family and you have a mortgage. Most people have houses and mortgages, and kids that have events and things, and maybe vacations planned or holiday things, and they can't do that because they're not getting paid. So, you know, again, very blessed and thankful to be working. The other thing is, I am thankful for so many options. There's so many options to choose from. Where do I start? I'm thankful for my fiance. I am thankful for I'm thankful for my dog Zazio. I am thankful for, even though my car has a crack in the windshield, I am very thankful for my vehicle that has not exploded yet. I am thankful that I have food in the fridge. Some people are over here with their EBT struggles, and I'm thankful that I actually, I can put food on the table and I don't need government assistance. Um, what else? What else? What else? I'm thankful that, I have a strong internet connection of which to do my streams because, yeah. I am thankful for. All the opportunities, even if I ignore them. I have so many opportunities to go to church and like to worship God, and so many people are being persecuted or executed because of their belief in Jesus, and that's so messed up and so wrong. But that's what's happening for a lot of people in different countries. And so I am very thankful and blessed to be able to worship in the house of the Lord and be with other believers and not be persecuted for it. However, I still I still kind of just, I'm bad at just doing that. But I really need to not take it for granted, because some people they can't do that. They can't. So, um, that's what I say I'm thankful for. Um, what else? What else? Even though my fitness class, that's what I was starting to say, my back hurts because of my fitness class, also because of posture, but also because of my fitness class. But I'm thankful for, being having the ability to just go out and you know take care of myself, physically, get stronger, um because ultimately want to have kids, and I want to be able to run around and play with the kids, and I want to be able to be around, and not be the mom that just sits and, oh, mom can't come outside because she's she's bedridden, or all of that stuff, the stuff you see on My 600 Pound Life. Definitely don't want that. So it motivates me to get up and yeah, just be better, do better. Okay, so I am. We're still trading in like a range, and we're kind of stuck in like a weird little pocket. Um, I just changed it from the 1 minute, because the 1 minute can be dicey. The 1 minute can be a little funny little thing to look at, and I don't like looking at the 1 minute. So, um, okay, so now that I finished going on about what I was thankful for, you know what? I'm not done. I'm also thankful for, I'm thankful for my parents. I'm thankful that they're still around, and they're healthy, and they're able to remodel the house, and they're busy and they're active. Because I know a lot of people, I mean, I'm not old, but a lot of people that I know, well, not a lot, not that many, actually, like a couple, but there's people that I know that, their parents aren't around. Some of them are, yeah, and so, sometimes people take, or I would take for granted that, what, I still have both of my parents. So, you know holding petty grudges for things is just not just style, not my style. um I have some siblings that will hold grudges, and for a long time. And sad thing is, they think they're not holding a grudge. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm just whatever, whatever." But it's like, no, you're clearly holding a grudge. But that's their thing to deal with. But I'm just thankful that because I too went through a phase where I was holding a grudge, and then I was like, this is stupid, and so I stopped. But you know, um, it's it's something that I am thankful for. Um, so yeah, I'm also thankful that I want to get like a hard copy Bible, like a Bible that has like physical pages to turn. But Babylon phone is also extremely convenient. So let's go to, okay, this is actually, I have a tattoo of this verse. Oops. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, so yeah, I'm telling you, my computer is glitching. My computer cannot handle live streaming for much longer. It literally can't, because you probably didn't see it, but it actually just like the screen, everything turned black for like a split second. It was not good. I thought I lost it for a minute. But it looks like we're still connected, so that's good. Let's go. Okay. So yeah, I have this tattoo, Proverbs 16:9. Now I'm just looking at my tattoo. Okay, so Proverbs 16:9, and it says, "The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps." Sounds like a pretty innocuous verse. Like, okay, just people plan their ways, but the Lord guides your steps. But here's the thing. Let's go into more depth about this verse and what it means to me specifically. So, the reason why I got this verse tattooed is it spoke to a very specific chapter in my life. Now, it's gonna might sound silly, but here's the story. So, when I was like a kid, probably like 10 or something, I don't really remember, 11, 12, I don't know. I was a kid. No, I don't think I was 10. I must have been like 12 or 13. I don't know. But my cat got murdered on Halloween. Also, why I don't like Halloween at all. And so I was like sad for so long. I was like, I'm never gonna love anything ever again. And then shortly thereafter, I was praying for a dog. I wanted a dog so bad. And I had a picture in my head of what my dog was gonna look like. He was gonna be a German Shepherd. He's gonna be a big, friendly, maybe get him as a puppy. He was gonna be the best dog. He was gonna follow me everywhere and all this stuff, right? Well, that's my that's what I envisioned for a dog. So my parents, well, we started volunteering at an animal shelter, and honestly it's too much detail to get into that whole story, but long story short, we just ended up volunteering at an animal shelter, and we would walk the dogs and play with the dogs. And did we clean? I feel like we did. Anyways, and so one day we were there, and there was this one dog that I think it was converting to a kill shelter. And so there was this one little dog there, a little fluffy little white little pup. And my mom was like, "Oh, this dog's so cute," and stuff. And so I was thinking to myself, "Oh, oh, we're getting another dog. Oh, yay." And I didn't see the dog because I hadn't walked it, but I heard we were getting a dog. And so I was thinking, "Oh, this could be my dog." It was this little scruffy little thing, white and gray. And I was just like, "Oh, ew." I did not like that dog. And like, I did not. Everybody else, when we brought the dog home, everybody else was like, "Oh, yeah, she's so cute," and they wanted the dog to like them best, and so they were, feeding her from the table, just all this stuff, right? And I was just like, "Ew, I don't like this dog." Well, guess what? That dog ended up getting attached to me. Her name was Charlie, and she just ended up getting attached to me, and she became my dog. And so yeah, I had her for, she was about 15, I think 15 going on 16, and she had a bunch of medical issues. So she passed away like over a year ago now. It was a year this past May. So it's been probably 16, 17 months. I don't know. It's been a while. Um, but the story behind that was in the tattoo was I had a plan, right? I knew exactly what kind of dog I wanted. I had a plan. And And God said, nope, this is the dog I have for you. And Charles was the best dog. Like, she was, did she follow me everywhere? No, she did her own thing. She couldn't be bothered, right? Was she the kind of dog you could take anywhere and everywhere? No, she actually didn't like people. She would bite random people if they pet her for 2 seconds too long. She would get mad and bite them. Not in like a I'm gonna kill you kind of a bite, but like a, stop petting me kind of a I'm gonna bite your finger off kind of a thing. Anyways, she yeah, she was very temperamental, cranky, bossy. Um, there were times where, when I was still living at home, I'd be working on a paper, and Charlie would be like, well, she wanted to go outside. It feels weird saying Charlie. Her nickname became Charles and a bunch of other nicknames, but Charles is the one I call her the most, probably, or Little Chuck. Anyways, so Charles, she would want to go outside, so she'd come to me and she'd, scratch at me, and I knew she had to go out, but I was busy. So I was like, just a minute, Charles. I didn't call her Charles at that time, but I was like, just a minute, Charles. And then she would get mad and she'd get tired of waiting. So she'd go downstairs and then she'd bother my mom. And then my mom would yell up at me, and then I'd have to run downstairs and let her out, because my mom was yelling, and when she was yelling at me, I had to listen, right? So Charles got very smart, and so instead of coming to me when she wanted to go out, she went straight to my mom. She didn't even ask me to tell me she wanted to go out, because she's like, that just adds an extra 5 minutes to me getting to go outside if I try to wait for her. So she'd go to my mom. She'd like maybe give her a look. My mom would be like, she'd be like, Charlie wants something. And then when I came to the stairs, because I'd be upstairs, they'd be downstairs, I'd come to the stairs and Charlie would be literally sitting at the bottom of the stairs just waiting for me to come down. Like, she knew exactly what she was doing, and it was the funniest thing. Yeah, it was the funniest thing. I loved it. But yeah, she was the dog I needed, not specifically the dog I wanted. Not at that time. I had a plan, and when I saw the dog that came into the household, I was like, nope, that's not for me. And you know what? That actually was for me, and I didn't know it. And if I had just closed myself off completely, I would have missed out. And so, yeah, that's why when she died in May of 2024, I got a tattoo that has the year that we got her, which was, let me see if I can read this. I don't know. That's a 9, some other letters. I think we got her in 11. I think, yeah, we got her in 2011. And then, yeah, 2011, and then it says Proverbs, and then it says 16:9. Anyways, yeah, Proverbs 16:9. So all of that to say, we may have plans and think we know what's best for us, but what do we actually know? Like seriously, what do we actually know? you know and so let's relate that back to trading, because that's why we're here, right? So here's the thing. When you're trading, you're literally, basically, every single time that you enter the market, you're giving it to God, right? There's no trading gods, or the charts, or the this and the that, or luck, or flip a coin. Like, there's none of that. Like, you're literally giving it to God, because here's the thing. Whether you win or lose is completely up to God. And people can say, oh, it's chance, this and that, but it's really not. And it's whatever is according to his plan. And so, like I said, could we Could we pull out a win and pass the account before the 7th? Probably. But here's the thing. Could we, and let's go back to yesterday, right? Yesterday there were a couple of different opportunities for potential trades. The thing is, could we what? Could we a lot of things. We could, you know, we could enter this and that and whatever, and we could win and we could lose, and it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, what's in the Lord's will? Because as long as you're focused on that, and as long as I'm focused on that, as long as I'm focused on God's will in my trading journey, then whether I win or lose means very little. Like it does. It means very little. And yes, okay, you passed the account. Good job. But the win, the loss, it really doesn't matter if, and I'll say if, it doesn't matter if God's not in the middle of it. It doesn't, right? Can you trade without God? Can you just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go in and make some? Yes, you can 100% do that. But when God's involved, it's gonna be so much more beautiful. And I'm not talking money wise, I'm just talking about general. It's gonna be beautiful. Here's the thing. When I show up and I just trade and I just enter just to make a buck, can I just make a buck? 100%. Yeah, I can go in, just make a buck and be done. I could have done that a couple of times tonight already. Not followed my strategy. I could have entered, let's see, where were we? Yeah, okay, I actually could not have entered that, but I could have entered like this, and then, you know, I could be up, but that wasn't part of the strategy, so I didn't. And the thing is, I'm not here for the money. And yes, it's trading. Why aren't you here for the money? But I'm not. Like, I'm actually not here just to make some money. Like, I'm here because I need a challenge. I need a challenge, because life's got its challenges, it's got its bumps. But when I didn't have let's bring it back to this. When I didn't have a job for 2 months, where did I turn? Turn to God. I was the most peaceful, relaxed person when I didn't have a job than I had ever been in probably years or ever. So why, you say? You didn't have a job, you had no income, you should have been stressed out. Should have been, but I wasn't. Why? Because God, because I had God, and I felt so much peace. So much peace. And the thing is this. I could show up to life. I could wake up, get out of bed, I go, go to do work, I drive to the dog park. And yeah, I need God in all of those moments. I'm not saying that I don't. I do. I do need God in all of those moments. But when I wake up and I just go through the motions, it's not challenging me. It isn't. This is a challenge. Why am I seeing different numbers? I'm just noticing that just now. That's weird. I think that might be, I think this is lagging to some degree because I was seeing different numbers for a minute. Like very different numbers. See, I'm seeing 7-1 and then I'm seeing 6-5. See, now it's 6-5, but I was seeing 7-1 at the time, which is so weird. Okay. Anyways, this is a challenge. Every single night sitting down, not knowing if there's going to be an opportunity to trade or not. I don't know. I don't know. But every single night I have to sit down here and come to face to face with myself, face to face with the reality that I don't control anything. Because that's one thing about the charts that you will learn over and over. And if you forgot the lesson, it'll remind you again, you can't control anything. You have zero power, zero control. So just forget about that. Forget about it. You have no control over nothing. Nothing is in your hands. And so when I show up and I sit down at the charts, I'm reminded wholly that nothing is in my hands. The only thing I can do is show up. And it's a great lesson for life. You can plan and you can plan and you can plan, but at the end of the day, yeah, you can plan and plan, but at the end of the day, you have very limited control over anything that happens. The only thing that you can control really is whether or not you just showed up to life. You just showed up. Because you know what? I can log into work in the morning, but guess what? I can't control whether or not my boss is going to be difficult or whether they're not going to do what they said they were going to do multiple times, but then they didn't do it. And then they called me and told me they were going to do it, but then they still didn't do it. And then they got into a meeting with the whole team and then said that they were going to do it, but then they didn't. And then, yeah. Yeah. Back to my point is that, since there's a new version, let me just refresh this, because I think this is loading improperly. I think there's like there's a lag. Well, there's a lag over here for sure. Let's just fix it. Let's just refresh it and see what we got. But yeah, so it's like, it's very, very what? I don't even know. It's very humbling to know you have zero control over anything that happens. And so, even though we think we have control, we're the ones driving the vehicle. Yeah, you might be driving yourself to work or to the store or wherever. But who's providing a hedge of protection around you? Because how many times do I keep seeing these horrible news articles where some drunk driver caused an accident and killed innocent people? I've been seeing that. I don't know, maybe it's because I clicked on one article and now I'm being inundated with them. So maybe it happens more often than I thought it did. But think about that. You're driving home, minding your own business. You're in control of your car. You're in control of your driving. You're staying in your lane. You're doing everything right. But at the end of the day, unless God has a hedge of protection around you, there's no guarantee that you doing everything right is gonna get you home safely. There's no guarantee. So when I do get home safely, yeah, I thank the Lord for my arriving where I have arrived safely, and for him providing protection, because that's literally all it is. How many times have I almost been in accidents out here? Several times. Mostly they were my fault. but I wasn't. Why? Hedge of protection. It has nothing to do with me. I can be an expert at slamming on the brakes and evasive maneuvers and defensive driving and all of this stuff. And I could be driving the speed limit, maybe slightly below. I could wrap my car in bubble wrap. And here's the thing, without God's hedge of protection, angels around you going to and fro, you're not guaranteed to make it home safely to your family. So yeah, trading is a brutal and yet beautiful reminder that you have zero control over anything really. Your actions, right? I hit that buy, I hit that sell. Yeah. I have control over that. That's all I have control over. But whether or not the market takes you out or smashes your stop loss or hits that TP, zero control. Absolutely zero control. So yeah, Proverbs 16:9, and I can go on about it all day. That's why I have a tattoo of it, because I love that verse. The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. And I think I promised this story last couple of times and then I forgot. So basically, I was doing the story of how I got Zazio, my little pup. So it was after Charlie had passed on. She passed on in May, like May 4th. And it was August 16th, and I was thinking I wanted to get another dog, and my ex had gone somewhere, and so I was just like, okay, I was feeling lonely, so I was looking for dogs. And I went to the shelter because Charlie was a shelter dog, so I wanted to get a shelter dog. So I went to the shelter, and there was this dog. I don't remember his name, but he was just, I don't know. There was no vibe, there was no connection. It was just, I didn't feel anything. And so I literally left the shelter crying because I was just like, no one will ever replace Charlie. I'm never getting another dog again. Why did I think I could do this? So I left all depressed and sad and crying. Well, my sister was with me, and she works with like kids with development issues or something. And so she was like, well, when she has her the kids with her or whatever, she'll take them to like the pet store, and they will, go look at the little pets there. And I hate pet stores because basically it just supports, breeders that, breed their animals and then drop them off at the pet store for make a quick buck. And it's annoying. Like, no, I don't support breeders. I don't support pet stores like that. No, don't support it. So she was like, well, I want to go. I was like, Naomi, I don't want to go to a pet store. And she's like, well, I want to go look at the ferrets. They have ferrets there. And I was like, I'm not getting a ferret. She's like, I just want to look at them and you can hold one. I was like, oh, fine. So we went to the pet store. We looked at the ferrets and I'm just like, ew, they're basically cats. I did not want a ferret. So I'm like, let's go. I'm not getting a dog. I'm too depressed. I'm too sad. She's like, well, let's go look at the puppies. So we walk over and there's two puppies that she wants to look at. They're really adorable and cute. And she's like, let's hold them. I held them. I was like, yeah, whatever. Put them back. Let's go. Well, she's like, what about this puppy? There's this one little dog. And the staff person was like, yeah, his brother got adopted already because, he's supposed to be a Chihuahua and a Shih Tzu, but the brother looked more like a Chihuahua, and so he got adopted, and this one's just kind of all alone, looking like a raggedy, he looked like a little old man. Like his fur, his facial, he looked so raggedy. Like he literally looked like an alley puppy or a dumpster puppy, like the kind of puppy you find behind a dumpster somewhere. Like he just looks so raggedy. And so he was all alone in a box. He just had like some what was it, like paper, what do you call it? Yeah, shredded paper was his bed. And yeah, he had shredded paper for a bed. He he didn't have toys. He didn't have food in there. There was like a little hamster water feeder. Like, what? So my sister took him out and held him. She was like, here, hold him. And I was like, fine. I held him. And I was wearing a jacket. And he was nibbling on the zipper. And when I held him for like 2 seconds, and I was like, I'm never putting him back in that box. Like, I'm not putting him back in there. I was like, how much you want for him? They were like, I think it was like near $500. It was like $490 something. It was ridiculous because they said he was a Chihuahua and a Shih Tzu. He's like a mutt of some terrier kind. He is not a Chihuahua. There's no Chihuahua in him at all. He's a mutt, but for sure, $500. $500. So I was like, I'll take him. So yeah, that's how I got Zazio. And here's the thing. I wasn't about to get another dog. Like, I wanted to get a shelter dog, not a puppy. And they said he was 8 weeks old. He was not 8 weeks old. He didn't even weigh 2 pounds when I got him. He did not even weigh 2 pounds. He was lighter. Like, think of a water bottle, like, that has water in it, like a little 16-ounce water bottle. He was lighter than a water bottle. He was so tiny. So I guarantee you that they did not do whatever they were supposed to do properly. So yeah, which is why I don't support pet stores, but that's beyond the point. I don't know. I wasn't trying to get a dog. I wasn't, because I thought I was ready and I realized I wasn't, and I was good with that. I was gonna call it quits. And then he came along and I was just like, how can you say no to that little face? And so I got him on August 16th, 2024. It is now November of 2025, and he's over a year old. He's thriving, and I think, he's what I needed, right? My plan was to get a shelter dog, and then my plan was to never get another dog ever again. And God opened up my heart to him, and yeah, I mean, he's my best friend, yes, he's obnoxious and annoying and frequently bothers me, but without him, I don't think I would have ever seen as much of Houston as I've seen. I go everywhere with him. I've been to the beach with him like 6 times now, because we went twice, and then we went 2 times, and then another time. I think we've been to the beach about 5 or 6 times. We've traveled across country together. He's stayed in hotels with me, and we've just had so many adventures. And we're always, every morning or every day at least, we go somewhere. Like, there's not a day, unless it's a rest day, like a designated rest day where we stay inside. There is not a day that we are not going out and doing something. Like, we're going out every single day. Today we went to the dog park, and then we went and charged the car, like, together. And while the car was charging, we were walking along, because it's by the Tesla dealership, and we're walking, and he's playing, because there's like water, like they had just like the sprinklers were on overnight, so there was like a puddle, and he just ran through the puddle having a blast. It's like, if I was charging my car, I'd be sitting in the car, just sitting there like, when is this gonna be done? But with him, I'm outside and I'm walking around, and he's splashing in puddles and having the best time of his life. And so, he really, and so after that, and then we went, where did we go? We walked in the back, call it the back acre. It's really not, it's back by the bayou, but it's the back acre for me. And, we walked back there today, and he just runs and runs. And then we went for a walk around there's like a neighborhood where technically it's for residents only, but I still go there because hey, I can't. Who's gonna stop me from walking my dog? Who's to say I wasn't invited? I could be a guest. They don't know that. So yeah, I go and I walk the dog, just around in this neighborhood, and I love it there. And we walked for maybe 45 minutes, you know. But the thing is, I I go out every single day, and without him, I don't know that I would do that. I don't think that I really don't think that I would. So so yeah, it was beautiful. Anyways, here's my thing, guys. So now I'm gonna wrap it up. Again, the verse was Proverbs 16:9, and yeah, there have been a lot of times in life where I thought I had a plan for something, and then God showed me something better. My best examples are with dogs, and but also with trading. You know, trading is a perfect example of you can't control the market. You can't control, you know, whether or not you're gonna make it home safely, and you can't control whether or not your job is gonna shut down, or whether you might be furloughed, or maybe, you know, there's gonna be a problem at work that day, or all of these different things. You can't control that. But what you can control is showing up, and then faith, just having faith. Okay, so today we're looking at 0 trades, 0 within the last hour. This is another day of 0. The last couple of weeks have been brutal in that there have been no trades. So we're going to be wrapping this up pretty. There'll be, yeah, we've had 6 trades in the last 4 days. Yeah, I mean, that's, oh, for some reason I didn't put the wins. What the, 2 seconds. This should say 3 wins, 1 loss, and then this should say a win, 1 loss. Trying to keep it unified. November. I have a brother who has a birthday tomorrow. Gotta remember that. Oops. That's tomorrow. Okay. Wednesday. Trading session. We've got 0. Wow, that's crazy. Like, I don't know what it is, but again, like I said, starting here, we've had 0, 2, 4, 0, but in the beginning, we were having 9, 4, 19, 7, and then it's just been dwindling since then, and I don't know why. I am gonna keep showing up at 7:30, waiting and waiting, but I don't know, maybe I don't know, maybe it's just Maybe it's slow, maybe it's just like a fall slump. I don't know. I'm gonna keep showing up, like I said, but I really want to consider, um, yeah, I really want to consider trading, let's see if we can get a couple more. There we go. 0 and 0. I really want to consider trading a different during the day, and I know I said I don't want to trade during the day specifically because of a lot of reasons. Yeah. I mean, look at that. That's just terrible. So this one would have been a mess. So watch this. So you have your first sell here, which you could not have sold there. So then you would have waited until here, which you could have sold here, which would have been good. And then you would have had this buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would have not bought here. It would have turned into a sell, which you would have had a sell here, which if you had sold, this would have been a loss. Then you had a buy right here. This would have been a loss. Then you would have had a sell right here, which would have been a loss. Then you would have had a buy above here, which would not have been a buy. Wait, yeah, you would have had a buy right here, which would have been a buy, which would have turned into a loss. Then you would have had a sell right here, which would have been a sell, which would have been a loss. Then you would have had a buy, which would have been a loss. And then you would have had a sell, which would have been a win. 1, 2, that would have been a win. But see how many losses just chopped up in here? Very choppy, not fun. Okay, that's a wrap, folks. But anyways, I trade during this time frame because there's less choppy chop going on. There's a lot less, not zero, but just less drama. But yeah, I mean, the market's just kind of been chopping, and whenever I come in, it's not really going anywhere. It's just kind of, there's like these big moves, and then there's like a lot of consolidation after the move. And so I don't know what's going on with gold, but I'm seeing a lot more of this action, a lot more chop, a lot more mess. Wow, why are we moving all of a sudden? Anyways, yeah, there's just, according to this, we haven't moved up there. Oh, look at that. Anyways, but yeah, there's just like a lot more choppiness going on, and I don't know, I'm not for it. And just like these really huge moves, like we'll get these huge candles, and then they'll just then they just have a bunch of consolidation afterwards, and then you can't get in on that, obviously. I don't know, it's just I guess my thing is there's just no like good opportunities the last couple of weeks. I mean, before there were plenty, and now it's like we've just gotten less and less. So maybe it's a slump. That's possible, that just we've hit a statistically just a bad time of year, bad for politics, bad for all this stuff. I don't know. Here, let's go to, I don't want to go out of here, because if I do, I will mess up everything. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today, because yeah, I just oops. I mean, yeah, what what else can you do? I really want to look to see if maybe some other markets are moving a little smoother. But you know, that's just yeah, because like I said, we'd have to drop all the way down here just to get up, but then back up to get an entry. not super fun. Let's go to the copy. Is this the copy or the original one? 1 second. That's the copy. I don't know why everything has to take 5 decades to load. Not quite sure. Oh, goodness. Why must we do this? Anyways, I might even use up my Saturday to, well, like I said, back testing just doesn't really work. You have to test in real time. And here's the thing, like, I get potential entries, but they're not great. I got 0. Like, okay, if I was taking every flip, there would have been a single, this wouldn't have even been an entry. Why? Because it's not above this. That's why. And then you would have not gotten an entry. So either way, there was no entry to be had. I don't know why this does this. It's because of the CPU can't process all of these tasks, like open this, do that. Too much work. The CPU is glitching. It's crying out for help. Come on, I just want to look at something. Why won't you let me? It's because I'm streaming. I got multiple screens running. I have, yeah, all the stuff in the background, and it's not happy. See, it's just a black screen. Like, there's no reason for it. Okay, anyways, maybe it'll work tomorrow. I kind of just want to be done right now. We're 8 minutes over. So yeah, at the end of the day, there were no trades. That's really all there is to say about that. No trades. Can't really go into any more depth than that. Yeah, still gonna trade the strategy. Might want to consider either a different why can't I even close this out is my question. It doesn't even let me close it. Like, why all 4 layouts? Oh, it's the original. Okay, yeah, so wait, but if that's that, why can't I just go here and put that there? Hold up. If that's the copy, why can't I just grab this one? Yeah, nothing wants to load. Okay, that's just weird. The fact that it won't let me close out of things is making me actually mad. Okay. I mean, my dream goal would be to trade. I want to trade the Nikkei. That's what I want to be doing with my life. But we cannot be doing that at this time. Yeah, my Nikkei strategy was pretty simple. It was trading based off the MACD, but yeah. Anyways, I don't. But let me go here because I want to change this. Whoa. I don't know why we have all these. Want that. Go away. don't need this. And then I want this. Yikes, that's scary. Let's go here. Just trying to see if there is something. Canvas. No. Symbol. 50 is crazy. Did I do 50? Was that me? 10. 10 seems small. Let me go see what that looks like. Okay. Why, hello. You seem so cordial. 2 seconds. I just want to measure this. What's happening? So the distance between one of these 80 to what? How is it 41? That doesn't make any sense. Odd. Something's not adding up. Let me go back here. Lines. Nope, just kidding. I want to see. This is the close. What? Cool. First of all, maybe I can't see properly because of the color of the chart. Yep, that was also making it a problem. Okay, so now let's look. Crosshair, you also can't see because it's white now. Oh, goodness. Okay. So if this is set to 10, why is it 40? Oh, so it's like a $10 difference, but a $10 difference would be 40 ticks because, or before 40 ticks because each dollar is 4, right? So if I said 20 for, nah, but yeah, just say I said 20. Yikes, that's painful to look at. Okay, so I don't know why it was saying 41. That should be there. This should say 80. And it's not. Some odd reason. Okay, for some reason this is off by like 1, but I don't care. So basically my point is that maybe, just maybe, there's better movement here. Clearly it's kind of a mess. Very much a mess. Oh, that's also part of the problem. 1 second. It needs to be on a 1 second. Okay. Whoa. Hold on. Let me go back to my other chart because this one looks atrocious. Gold. See, gold wants to move after I leave. So we shot down for a second. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm gonna have to just call this cause yeah, it's just I mean, I already called it. It's already done, but there's no opportunities. There's literally no opportunities, unfortunately. So that is all. That's all for today. That's sad, honestly. That is actually just sad, but I don't know. I don't know. I keep thinking maybe if I change up the times or something, it'll be better. But it's just really, really slow. Like it's just beyond slow, and it's hard because you want to pass and all that stuff, but like I said, showing up, etc., etc. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the main one. Let's not be looking at too many things. There we go. Yep, no entries. No entries. Anyways, that's all for tonight. And yeah, I already had my thankful list in the beginning, so you know, you know what makes it a good night? Didn't lose anything, didn't take any trades, didn't lose any money. It's a good night. Um, you know, there was no second guessing, no FOMO, nothing. Just some sitting at the chart, talking, raw honesty. Gotta love it. Honestly. It's it's really one of the only things that it grounds me. It really does. Anyways, that's all. I'm gonna close this before I keep staring at it, hoping for something to happen, and then nothing happens, and then I just keep staring at it, and then I end up trying to take a trade that I shouldn't. So